as a group, you feel better about those dirty goals than you do the tic-tac-toe ones. You see up in the top right-hand corner up there where it says 4-3?
I do.
If they get their other goaltender back, this game could be different.
It could be.
I'm just saying, because there was
he was shaky.
a couple goals that, I'm not saying they weren't worthy goals, but there's a couple goals there tonight. I think that if Hellebuyck is in there,
I believe that is a nice segue to your breakdowns. Let's start with the opening goal tonight, 44 seconds into the game.
Okay, I don't remember. Is this what the puck? No, perfect. Which one is this?
Esa Lindell. You don't even have to talk through this one. There's words everywhere.
Here, and Ryan's giving me a hard time here. He's going, man, you got a lot of writing on here. But what I want to show here's the shot from Wyatt. But the important part is, click, rebound, get the puck back. Then Wyatt gets another pass from, guess who, 96, shot. Then what happens is, rebound, get the puck back again. Again, being in the right places, and then ultimately shot from Esa. But really what happens is what goes on in front. These are all the little greasy details that you talk about all the time, is that the getting to the front of the net, recovering your first shots, and winning 50-50 puck battles along the wall. And there's going to be examples coming up again. But those are the greasy little things why they're scoring the goals. Yes, there's highlight reel goals from these guys. There always are. But you're getting some of the greasy goals, and a lot of times you feel, as a group, you feel better about those dirty goals than you do the tic-tac-toe ones.
Each team had one man advantage early, didn't score, but it carried over into the start of the second period. And Roope Hintz did not miss, and Dallas doubled their lead very early in the second.
Again, you look at it, and there's some of these opportunities. Here's a 50-50 puck battle. You get on the wall. You recognize what the situation is. First off, you're on the power play. So it can't be an even number over there. So now it's a one-on-one. They're sending their second man over. So what does Dallas do smartly? They bring in two more. So now all of a sudden you've got a 3-on-2 over there on the wall, and you're going to win this puck. And so they're not – a lot of times you see power plays just kind of stand around. Hey, guys, win that puck.
And that drives me nuts when they don't take advantage of their numerical advantage to outnumber a situation somewhere.
Yeah, you have a man advantage for a reason.
Yes.
That's the whole purpose of the whole thing. And then this is Wyatt again. I mean, down by the net, and look. I mean, anyway, I just love the pass is just incredible. But if you go back again to Wyatt for a second, if you could, Ryan. So yeah, right here. Prior to this, Wyatt, again, we can't show it to you live, but Wyatt had taken a look behind him, so he knows where Rantanen is. This is a little touch pass where you just curl your stick, right-handed, he turns his hands over, he kind of cups the puck a little bit, and then he drags it, lets it drag back a little bit. Rantanen finds it, but then what Rantanen has already spotted is he knows exactly where Hintz is. So the puck isn't even on his stick.
Quick look.
In one motion.
He loves that.
He just slides it over to here, and then for Hintz to get it now, first off, look at the goaltender, and again, I think you call that losing your net.
Yeah.
But what Hintz does, he gets a ton on this, and he's in an awkward position, and the puck's between his legs, and his stick is in there, and he gets enough of it to throw right in the middle of the net. So,
not the first time he's done that either. I don't remember what game it was, but he got a feed into the slot, and he had to get his hips around and open up, and he got a lot on it. And you said the same thing. You said, I'm surprised he got that much on it. Ryan, can you go back to Wyatt real quick? That with the puck on the next to the net, if that's possible.
You got to give him a warning.
Sorry, I should have said it while I was still there.
There we go.
Just where Wyatt has it.
Right back couple.
One more. Yep. So right here, Luds, you said Comrie loses his net, and he does on the next play. But also, this is a big no-no for goalies. This puck should never go across your face like this. It is in the blue paint when it gets across to Mikko Rantanen. Comrie just doesn't look like he's settled the whole game, and you notice it on the first goal. He's poking all the rebounds right back out to Dallas skaters. This one, he's get kind of stuck in between positions. His stick is in the wrong spot. And then, Ryan, if you go forward, he's trying to make up for that time. So he thinks this is going to be a Rantanen shot. So he's overcommitting to that. And the next one here, he's overcommitting to it. And then once that pass goes, he's gone. And I believe that when the goal goes in, he finishes way out of position. So that's just a good example of the reason I brought it up, because you said Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck probably makes better play.
Because, and I think what it would be is Hellebuyck is a bigger goaltender. So he plays deep in his net. And when he goes down, he can cover one post over here and cover one post over here. So he doesn't really have to go up and back. He just kind of goes east to west versus north and south. So both legs are covering the areas that you just talked about. And then when it does move past him, like you said, if it does, he just kind of turns his shoulders. And so he just takes up a lot more space there. Jason Robertson doing what he has been doing for a long time. And he does it just so happens he does it in the building where the general manager of the Minnesota Wild is going to be the general manager of the Olympic team, which is all good.
I would say that was properly, conveniently timed place to do a goal.
But you know what? They've been keeping a tab on Robo the way that he's been going anyways. But this one here, again, a bit fortunate, but Robo's been getting rewarded, and I wanted to put on their power play up there. And again, we talk about 5-on-5, and they always seem to come through on their power play. But again, this was a Wyatt shot. Robo shoots from distance. And actually, right at the last second, I believe it was Matt Boldy's going to come out here and try to get his stick on Robo's shot. But really, I give credit to Roope here. He comes off the goal line, does what he normally does, and he had to pay the price ultimately at the end of the game. But he comes to the front of the net, gets in the eyes of the goaltender, hits the stick of Boldy. It did not. I couldn't see where it hit Faber here anywhere, and it just kind of started to flutter. And then you can see, look at where Roope Hintz is. See how he jumps up in the air here, and he kind of gets up and tries to get out of the way. This one, gets by him and gets into the goaltender. But that jumping up in the air is going to cost him at the end of the game. But ultimately, that's where the Stars get a lead, and they probably should have been down a goal or two at that moment.
It was a steady stream of Florida, and then they get the second goal. Now, it was a long review for the Sam Bennett goal. In the end, they were looking for a distinct kicking motion. They didn't find one. The goal was held up 2-0 in favor of Florida, and that was 5:45 into the second period.
Yeah, it was a tough one for me too. I mean, just looking at it, but again, stick on puck. And Verhaeghe, every time this dude gets around the net, he gets below the hash marks, something good happens for him. But he finds a way to get around the stick. He throws the puck up. Save made by Jake. Jake, and I'm not saying the rebound got away from him because it was off to his left side, and that's where the rebound goes. And poor Coco, I think he realizes it, and he reaches out, and it hits his hand, then ultimately it drops down onto the stick. And then, and again, this is just another one of these where look at the net again, right? And so there we go. But I'm just saying that when you see this one go off the leg, and when you slow it down, it does look like he's kicking it at it. But that thing there had something to do with it. When it was called a goal on the ice, and then they go and they can't overturn it. But again, I have the luxury of looking at it for 20 minutes. What happened was,
so did they. It was a long review.
No. I'm talking about coming in. So I just felt that Bennett, he didn't know even where the puck was. He was looking to the center of the ice. He was actually looking at Coco because that's where the puck was. And then after it went off of him, he never looked you can't see where he's looking for the puck at all. I don't know if he even realized it until it actually hit him in the leg.
So I think I think it hit him, and then he just tried to swing at it with his stick.
He did.
Yeah,
he did, and he was lucky he got it. But again, when you look at that slow mo, then it kind of looks like he is, because the back of his heel, it looks like it's a kicking motion. But honestly, it's a normal motion, and obviously they looked at it for a little bit, and there wasn't enough there to overturn it, and so they couldn't overturn the call that the one referee made.
Brad Marchand's power play goal, after the Stars failed to really do anything with their power play in the second period, which could have gotten them back in the game. I mean, heck, tonight, special teams and goaltending, clearly the Panthers got what they were looking for.
Yeah, and again, Marchand gets a couple on the empty netter again tonight. Here's the part I didn't like. I don't like, look at all the space. We just got done talking about this for weeks about how much there was no space here. They were tighter. Now all of a sudden, our wingers are starting to spread out, and now that allows that initial shot to get there. Otherwise, it ends up moving a little bit down, along the perimeter here, and this is the lane that opens up when you get your wingers that are playing on the side of the diamond. They get too far out, and then ultimately after that shot, we got four guys that are staring at the puck. Nobody's really looking around, but the play is really made by Reinhart in the middle of the ice here. I mean, he knew. Again, I say this a lot is you need to know where your outlets are before you get the puck. You don't know when you're going to get the puck. I'm sure Reinhart had an idea where Marchand was and where everybody else was on the ice. And as soon as that thing popped down, he just threw it behind him, and then the little guy he leans into it. I mean, and he gets it. And Jake doesn't have a chance on this one because the puck's in the middle of the ice. He doesn't know Reinhart's going to take that initial shot. He's got to play off of him. And so he puts it in the perfect spot for Marchand. He drops that knee down, and, a lot of room there for him to score.
Marchand would also get an empty net goal late in the game after a fairly decent amount of 6-on-5 time where the Stars actually looked a little better, and you were like, wait, they have an extra guy on the ice because they showed some offensive sign of life.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize that. I was like, nah, now they're looking a little better. Then I said to Ryan, oh, man, yeah, they got 6 guys up there. And then I looked, there's 5 minutes or so left.